Welcome back to Living 808, everybody. The Trump administration officially took office, and one of the big topics during the presidential race was mass deportation. It's one of the topics on the latest podcast found on KHON2.com with host of What's the Law, Coralie Chun Matsuyoshi. Good to see you.
Hi, Mikey.
All right, let's just jump straight into it. President Trump pledged on day one to conduct mass deportation of immigrants, but does the Trump administration have the infrastructure or capacity to carry out this plan?
Mikey, I don't think so. The Department of Homeland Security doesn't have enough staff to detect and arrest millions of undocumented immigrants. The court system is already extremely backlogged and doesn't have the capacity to process millions of new cases. There isn't enough detention capacity, and countries like China, Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela would have to agree to accept them. And also, the cost of deporting 12 million undocumented immigrants is staggering, about $968 billion over 10 years.
Now, what could the Trump administration do to rapidly increase deportation capacity?
Well, they could enter into agreements with state and local law enforcement to carry out certain functions of the federal immigration officials. But certain states with the most undocumented immigrants, like California, are sanctuary states, which means they won't cooperate. Now, Hawaii has 50,000 undocumented immigrants, and we don't have any agreement to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. President Trump has characterized immigration as an invasion, as in the Chinese Exclusion Act, and has threatened to invoke the Enemies Act used during World War II to justify Japanese internment camps. But it's never been invoked when the United States was not at war.
Coralie, my next question, I know a lot of people have this on their mind. Will children be separated from their families, and will mixed status families be torn apart?
Last time President Trump was in office, his administration's family separation policy detached 5,500 children from their parents, and 1,400 minors are still not reunited with their parents. About 5 million U.S. citizen children live with undocumented family members, and when one gets deported, they either get separated or they all get deported together. Now, many undocumented immigrants were brought to the United States as children and now have jobs and families and communities, so this would be highly disruptive. In fact, many of them don't even speak the language of their home country and would have to start all over again in a land that was foreign to them.
Okay, so let's also talk about, children that were born in the U.S. to undocumented immigrant parents. Don't they automatically become citizens, though?
Yes, children born in the United States do get automatic citizenship. And while President Trump has talked about ending birthright citizenship, it is guaranteed by the 14th came about after the Civil War to grant citizenship to newly freed slaves, which the United States Supreme Court later said applies to all. Tune into my podcast to see who the Trump administration will go after first.
Okay, well, speaking of podcasts, what other podcasts do you have this month?
Hot topics in the legislature, and the history of the Hawaiian homelands and hope for the future. All that and more on KHON2.com. What's the Law?
Perfect. It's KHON2.com. Coralie Chun, thank you so much for talking story with us. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Mikey. See you later.
See you later. All right, everybody, stay with us. More on Living 808 when we return.